Hello, everyone. Welcome to Optimal Timelines. I am your guide, Sean Collins, and helping you to connect to your most optimal future timeline. So it's that time again. It's time for your monthly Tarotscope readings for the month of February 2022, and it's going to be for your North Node by sign and house. Now, if you're new to the channel, the reason I use your North Node as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign is that it's recognized in astrology that your North Node is the reason why you were born, what you were here to learn and accomplish. So you have much more in common with people that share your North Node as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign. Now, if you're unfamiliar with your North Node, in the description box below, there's going to be some links where you can watch some videos, and also a link to look up your chart so you can find out where your North Node is. So let's get started on the readings. Okay, so this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope reading for everybody with their North Node in Gemini and or the third house. So I'm going to connect to the energies and we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, so the spread on this side of the table represents the first half of the month from the 1st to the 15th, and the spread over here represents the 16th of the month to the end. And I did something a little bit different this month. I did an additional book divination for each of the North Node signs and houses, where I used one of my favorite North Node books, Jan Spiller's Astrology for the Soul. And I did this book divination, and what came up for you North Nodes in Gemini and or the third house was um, clear and uncomplicated communication. Clear and uncomplicated communication. Now, what that is really saying is that for this month, okay, one of the things that you're working on is communication in all of its forms. Now, when we think of communication, we think of obviously communicating with another person or group, okay? But there's actually communication is involving three different areas of life. Not only the first part is communicating directly with others in our life or groups, okay? But what's not talked about that much is our internal communication with ourselves. So our internal dialogue is communication. We all have that kind of inner dialogue that plays. And then the third way is hardly ever talked about, which is our communication to the universe. Here's what I mean by that. We are giving off electromagnetic energy from our bodies, specifically our hearts. Our hearts give off, even more than our brains, a way higher output of electromagnetic energy. Okay, that we are constantly, unknowingly sending out signals to the universe. Okay, now we've all heard of the law of attraction. Okay, that part of that, because we are literally magnets, this electromagnetic energy, that's how we draw or repel certain experiences to us or from us, okay? And so what's coming up big time is to become aware of communication in your life in all forms. And I feel like this first half of the month, there is going to be something regarding um, something from your childhood or something that has to do with your past. So, childhood or just your past in general. And you're trying to, make sense of it and kind of, and it could even be, like I said, communicating, um, you know, to this person, or trying to, or the way that you've um, internally, digested this experience. So whatever it is, what's coming up is being able to clearly look at the situation and understand, like, kind of why it happened. That's what you're trying to do, is figure out, like, why this situation either is unfolding or has. And it could, but I feel like it has to do with someone that you have a connection with in the past, but even it could be happening in the present moment. Now, what's coming up big time too is the other part of communication that is not talked about a lot is listening. And so, because when we're communicating with someone, that's why you've all heard, maybe, hopefully you've all heard that the example is, we were given one mouth and two ears for a reason, okay? So becoming a good listener is really important. Now, here is the interesting thing. One of your gifts that you have, you North Nodes in Gemini and or the third house, is you have a lot of natural wisdom and a lot of natural knowledge. Okay. And that stems from your South Node, and in your past lives and in your past of this life, having your South Node in Sagittarius, and or the ninth house. So you come in with a lot of wisdom, and a lot of times you want to impart that wisdom to other people, and you do have that as a gift, okay? But in this lifetime, it's more about you, instead of you just talking to people, it's about communication with people. And you're going to find that, like, if you found in your life where you're like, why don't people listen to me, or I find communication is really difficult, it's because the universe is trying to tell you, like, okay, do a lot more listening, and that's going to help you understand situations better. And then, so you want to look at those areas of your life, how you're communicating with others, which is listening, excuse me, and also your internal communication. What is going on in your mind? Like, what kind of communications are happening? Are they positive, negative? And then start being aware of, at any given moment, what energy you're giving off. Okay. So this first half of the month, what I'm seeing is, with this situation that you're dealing with, you got to move forward and move past it. And the way you make sense of it is, it came about simply for a learning experience. You needed to experience whatever this situation was. Because we don't know what something is until we experience it. So it's about making, sense of it. I'm getting that it, for some of you, depending on where you are on your path, you could be having a hard time, you know, getting through this situation. And part of that making sense is, you may need to actually um, talk it out with somebody. Okay, so that's where this is going to play out for you to make sense of it. You may to maybe it's this actual person or people that you need to talk to, or it could be another person close to in your life. But what's important is, remember to keep your ears open, like listen, because you're going to get your answers. So do a lot more listening than, kind of talking. Now, the second half of the month, what I'm seeing is a lot of you have been doing some really good work in this regard, moving toward, you know, better communication in your life, seeing other people's points of view and not just yours. And I'm seeing that there's this opportunity for this month to really grow in closeness to someone or some people around you. There's this opportunity for connection that I'm seeing big time. And it's really about kind of opening up, emotionally. Remember, the more that you can like listen and open up to others, the closer that you become with them. Because it's like this whole energy of sometimes when you've been the one who's trying to impart knowledge to somebody, or you're the one who's been trying to be the helper, because you do have a lot of natural answers, as I said. When you can kind of be more of the person to where you are listening and seeing where they're coming from, it's going to open up this whole area in your life where you can strengthen your relationships. It's about seeing all sides of situations and not just like one side. And the second half of the month is going to be this opportunity, but I see this opportunity for you to really uh really become closer to someone in your life, or it could even be a group of people. And I'm saying it's more, kind of intimate than that. And so when you find this balance, like, you are an amazing friend to have, because when you find this balance of communication, of listening, and imparting knowledge to other people when that's appropriate, and but really understanding situations, um you become like so valuable to those around you, because then your natural like wisdom and knowledge can come out. But people don't feel like, they're being kind of like told what to do, even though a lot of people do come to you for advice. What's wanting to develop is that kind of closeness, and that really only comes through understanding and listening. So I feel like both of these, both halves of the month, are kind of connected in the sense that I feel like that whatever has gone on in your past, or the situation you're dealing with from the past, is you're going to make sense of this second half of the month, and that's what this has to do with. So I feel like there's an opportunity to kind of sum all this up. There's a great opportunity this month for healing, for inner healing, for healing some sort of relationship or relationships with those in your life. So yeah, anyway, make it a great month. I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, if you could hit that like button, it helps the channel so much. Thanks for spending time and helping me grow the channel. Much love, much appreciation. If you'd like a personal reading, there'll be a link in the description box below. But again, thank you so much. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings.